Hi folks, and welcome to Gotham City Nights, our channel dedicated to everything related to Batman Miniatures Game 3rd Edition. This series of videos looks at the tactical side of playing BMG, helping you hone decision making, situational awareness, and hopefully giving food for thought that will help you get more out of this great game the next time you play. We've given it the moniker Lightning Reflexes. However, if you are new to BMG and want to learn what it is and how to play, we have an entire series of videos dedicated to that you should probably check out first. Other than that, let's jump right in to today's topic. So, topic today in the Lightning Reflexes series is going to be learning how to play objective cards on your opponent's turn. So this video is really following on the topic and discussion from the videos I have posted already about the activation, the max activations your crew will have, and the sort of objective cards that we looked through in the How to Play series. I'm going to go out on a limb here and admit 100% wholeheartedly that this was one of the things that I realised later after playing about 3, 4, 5 games of Batman, that there were just more ways to get objective cards out of hand. Obviously there are some that can be played on opponents' turns because they're triggered by opponents' actions, but then it's the types of cards outside of that that you should really learn to get the most use of when it's not your activation. So moreover, this is actually a mindset change and a habit creation that you should always be scoring, ABS. You should always be actively thinking about how to get the next card out of your hand, and if there's a way to do that on your opponent's activation, that actually saves you your own activation where you can go and achieve something else. So not all cards are equal, nor are they all triggered by a specific action, whether it be a place, reveal, removing a casualty, that sort of thing. They're almost like phase 1, 2 and 4 cards, some of them that you actually commit to, but they cost you an opportunity in phase 3. For example, if we look at the Soldiers of Fortune free-for-all card, also Global Offensive and Cyber Attack, they can all be played in phase 3, but there isn't a specific action that triggers their playing. And as we know, per the rules, you can play one objective card in your activation and one objective card in your opponent's activation. So if you consider it that way, why the heck would I use my activation to play a card that I can play on yours, thus giving me my own turn to do whatever I want? Let's use the cheapest opportunity available to get our cards out on the board and get our scoring rolling. Now let's take a look at a couple of things you can score or play down from your hand on your opponent's activation. First, the very straightforward ones are the cards that are reactions to your opponent's actions, so they're basically only really able to be played on an opponent's turn only. And those are really on you to set up a bait or a trap or some form of mind game that allows you to trick your opponent into triggering them. So for example, you've got pretty much all of Riddler's deck where he wants you to reveal his suspects that give him the points. Or even if you look at it this way, Osito, the Bane card, the little teddy bear marker, that is on your opponent placing a suspect marker. Now that's very straightforward, but that's something that you can do, mess up their plans. Or the Joker's Season the Mix card, which is when a model is removed from the game as casualty, suffering the poison effect. The main ones you really want to focus on getting out of your hand during your opponent's turn, other than the ones that will immediately score, are those that allow you to set up or commit to some sort of plan. So we've already talked about free-for-all, which is in the Soldiers of Fortune deck, and so you can commit to that on your opponent's turn, and then by the end of the turn have the most miniatures within 4 inches of the middle of the board. That's a free one. Then you could look at the League of Assassins one, We Shall Not Be Defeated. Again, that's setting up a task for you to have 3 suspects within 6 inches of each other. All can be played on your opponent's turn. Also, in a lesser effect, you can use the Comb Through Everything resource whenever someone removes one of your suspects in order to place another suspect on the board somewhere else. And lo and behold, it could be a snitch. Even as something as complex as Raish's Showdown card, where he ends up fighting the opponent boss, if he was fighting Batwoman, for example, and Batwoman scores 2 melee hits on her simultaneous attack, then she is able to trigger her ability, which allows one of the other miniatures on the board to place a suspect, which lo and behold could be yet another snitch. Court of Owls next, and the Owl's Tail card. If your opponent was actually to move in position with that is perfectly all set up, score that card out of hand immediately. You don't have to wait till your own turn. You don't have to set up that yourself. If they fall into the trap of setting that up, that's on them. Court Secure Bases is a perfect one to play on an opponent's turn right at the end of their activation, so it immediately ticks up and it gives you full information of what oil marker might be outside of 4 inches of any enemies. One thing to touch on is similarly, obviously you can play resources in your opponent's activation as well. In the same way, you can use these resources to actually deny them scoring opportunities, set up your own opportunities. For example, if someone moves to go and try and maybe remove one of your suspects in an Owls list, and you haven't got them marked as prey, or you want to mark them as prey, why not mark them as prey? So they actually don't get the reveal for whatever potential purpose they might have had, and you now have a nice and juicy target who's already moved and ready to be set upon by your crew. So that's that, folks. It's really just trying to strengthen the habit of always looking at the cards in your hand, even whenever it's not your turn, even whenever you're maybe thinking about who you were going to activate next. Try and take in what's going on, have that situational awareness, have the forethinking to sort of try and set up the situations where they might actually fall into your trap, or just have cards that you know you can commit to on your opponent's turn. All that's left to say is thanks for watching this short video. Stay tuned to the channel by subscribing to get the all-important next dollop of content. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please leave us a comment. Also, you can watch us put the theory into action in our battle reports, and to continue the discussion, you should probably call into the Arkham Rejects Discord server that I'll link below. Catch you next time, folks.